Actually, no, Kelly Kellz like, hey, finally, I get to talk to you.
Yes.
In your recipe. Okay. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Kelly Kellz. I am excited. It's Through Thick and Thin, the podcast, y'all. We are back at it again. I missed y'all. I know y'all missed me. So I decided to hit y'all with a banger coming back. Now listen, with the world taking all these amazing turns and twists and we just constantly evolving, why not bring a person, a phenomenon, a diva, a natural healer to the stage to you all? None other than my girl. Not only is she fly, not only is she brilliant, her name is Kellie Bowman. What's up, Kellie Bowman? Was that all you? Did I say all the things? It's more things about you that I could have said, but I had to let them know that you are a natural healer. You are fly. You are intelligent. You are a girl's girls. You are all these things. And I mean, not to mention you're Dr. Sebi's daughter. On top of all that, on top of you being all that you are, you have a father that is all that he was. And we just appreciate you being on here on Through Thick and Thin, the podcast.
Listen, I'm glad to be here with you.
I'm glad to be here.
Listen, Kelly Power, they don't know nothing about this.
K and K?
Right.
What? So we on set right now, they've been calling her KB and me KD, and it has a ring to it. I think we're going to start something. Y'all stay tuned for that.
Yeah, stay tuned.
But while we're starting things, it's easy to start things, especially when you're on amazing journeys. You focus on the health side of things, the holistic healing side of things, of bringing families together, healing, and allowing people to make the choices, but giving them the proper tools, right?
That's what's up. I think in this generation right now, everybody wants to tie into health and wellness, but having definition of what that looks like at different ages is something that I know. I grew up Dr. Sebi's daughter. Yeah. So it's just like different times in my life I can journey through and see some things and, you know, kind of attach to them. And so when I'm talking to the young ones, when I'm talking to 8 to 80, it's always, 8 to 80. Right. It's always a joy to, you know, talk with people because it's not about judgment. It's about understanding and it's about helping people with their journey, girl.
And that is, I think you saying 8 to 80 just gives us all clarity that this is not just for a certain demographics. This is wherever you are in your life, you can start this journey. Yes. It's never too late, as long as you're breathing. Yeah. Right, as long as you're breathing. So you start off by saying being Dr. Sebi's daughter. How was that? How is that? Because we talk about health journeys. Some of us are just embarking on them. Me, I'm 12 years in. Yes. I'm in a constant 12-year journey. I have a 12-year daughter, so I gauge it on that. But I'm sure I probably was trying to live healthy before that. But now I know. You had to grow up with a health enthusiast, a natural healer. What was your eating like growing up?
Right. So
from mom to dad.
Yeah. So it was kind of interesting because it's not something that I can compare with anything else. Okay. Like my dad is from a Latin country. My mother was, you know, from the South. And so, you know, it was kind of different, but love all the same. Yeah. And so I didn't really know anything else. But when you have a father of such and, you know, he's in the garden and it's what you know, you think everybody is like you. Then you go to school and their lunch looks definitely different than your lunch, my lunch. And you have conversations. You see how you change? You say, no, my lunch. Not your, you know, I had the same lunch like the people at the school. Hey, listen.
I had the school lunch.
And that was something that was pretty cool. But as you grow up, you realize that there's a lot of differences. But the tools that my father had was not just for us, it was for the world. And so that's why, you know, when I come through with, you know, what he taught me, what my parents, you know, instilled in me, I feel like that inculcation was so awesome for me to share with other people because I didn't realize that there were kids with food insecurities, that there were people who didn't know that a better diet was waiting for them, they never loved themselves through what they ate. So you being on your journey, first of all, congratulations
Thank
to
you. Namaste.
You are a mother.
Yes. I am a mother. I travel.
Yes.
And people don't understand, like when we get so busy, we tend to eat the worst things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your dad was more teaching you like, hey, if you can grow it, it's for you.
It definitely is. It's like another relationship with God, though, because it is something that God made. And so when you think about that natural realm of food, you're getting to know God in a different way. Yeah. You know him by way of prayer. You know him by way of acts. You know him by way of the Bible. But now you know him by way of the food he give you. I rock with God's truth, not GMO.
Come on.
That's the devil like the chicken.
Yeah.
But
the devil like the chicken.
Don't fight me.
Did she say gonna like that chicken. You want to hear something funny? I knew that I was talking to you today. I said, I'm eating all this chicken.
That's what's up.
Right, because I said, I don't know if I'm gonna maybe go back to chicken after looking you in your eyes and having this real in-depth, serious conversation. Now, I plan on giving it up today, but it's so crazy. My husband just texted me and said he stopped and get chicken. So after this episode,
give me the phone. I respect you, queen, but give me the phone.
Okay, I'm gonna let you talk to my husband.
Yeah, but see, that's what it is.
That's what it is. That's accountability. And I'm glad that you even said that. Not just letting me fall by the wayside, but give me the phone. Yeah, talk to him, please. Because why he by that? And he knew I was coming here today.
Because he realizes that, chicken is a staple in every home.
There we go.
But it's the devil that we never see coming. It's inflammation. It's instability with hormones. It's so many different things. When I see men with full-on breasts and hips, it's not because they just look like their mama. It's because there's some hormonal imbalances going on with estrogen, and it's less testosterone.
What'd you say it again?
Girl.
If you got breasts and hips, if you don't stay away from Popeyes, KFC, Bojangles, Publix, anywhere they serving chicken, you are not supposed to be this hippie. Built like Manny Fresh or your mama. I cannot believe that's where we go. I need to read more. You mean to tell me you built like your auntie because of a wing? You are built like a thigh because you eat thighs. Oh my God. You are built. Who would have known? Oh my God. Listen, this is groundbreaking for me.
Girl.
I never knew that in my entire life. I just thought they were just built like their parents. I didn't know it was coming from the wings. Girl. Oh my God. For all you skinny girls, you may need to get your weight up and grab a thigh.
Oh,
no.
Lord.
Okay, never mind. Scratch that. Don't worry about that.
No.
Listen to our nutritionist. Come on. This is the moment.
I love it though, but this is how I show love. This is how
you show love.
Growing up Dr. Sebi is.
Yes.
So when I offer you my love, it's because I want you to know what happened.
Wow.
And I want you to know that there is a product out there that they give you that they call chicken, but I would not touch what's going on out here because not everything's created fair.
Okay.
It's created for marketing. So, when I look at what happens to a person and what comes with, not enhancing your diet, not, having low level thoughts of your food, low vibrations of food. It's like, I want to raise you up. My goal is to raise up the Black family, to raise up people who want a better life when it comes to nutrition. I feel like you have better food, you got better thoughts.
Yeah.
You make better connections. So that is my goal.
That's good. And that brings me to my second thought about celebrities and that they have the access to better food. Is it a celebrity? Do you think a lot of celebrities should take on the healthy living and pushing it towards the community? Is that more of because they have access to that?
I love it. I love, I rock with those who understand my father's ploy. We look at Nipsey Hussle, Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
We look at Rhapsody. I know a lot of these young people, young cats are like in it. They're talking about it. Detox is real, but you can't go nowhere and hear about CMOS and not know Dr. Sebi.
At all.
He is the architect of the CMOS movement, and you can't take that away from him. And I don't let that happen.
And why would you?
Right. Pull up if you think listen.
Pull up. If you think that you came up with CMOS.
There you go.
Come on, baby.
But I love that people are all in right now because it helped the community in a way that I love. There are jobs that were formed. There were different companies that were formed. But the joy of CMOS is great, but the information and knowledge behind it is what rules. I want people to know this is not a fad. This is your life. These are facts about what you're going to need to grow old.
Absolutely.
Like growing old now is a privilege. It's an honor.
It's an honor.
Yeah.
To be called auntie and uncle. Okay?
Right.
I have a question for you. Is there a CMOS distributor out there that may not give all the nutritional values that your dad CMOS initially started as? Or is there a CMOS that we should probably stay away from, a brand? Or is there one that you push? How about we start there? Is there one that you say that besides yours? Is there some brands that you like, you know what, these are more of the safer side of the CMOS? Or is there all CMOS created equal?
All CMOS, just like life, is not created equal.
Okay.
And so for that being said, I don't understand how people leave hence why I named my company Sebi's Daughters. When he died, there was no more Dr. Sebi store. There was just us children mourning. There was just the grandchildren mourning. And we wanted to pick it up and offer still the world the best of what we have. When I named my company Sebi's Daughters, this is something me and him talked about years before I did it. I didn't even know it was going to be a store that would complement or have anything to do with my legacy. It was just a name that I wanted and we talked about. But when you look at what's going on, people are growing sea moss in bathtubs and pools and things. So it's not created equal. But the Dr. Sebi way that I know for sure that I was taught is that there is a certain place in which it comes from. There is a certain temperament that it needs to have.
Okay.
So yeah, are there companies that I don't rock with? Most of them I don't, because my dad's never wrote a book. They say all these books of him, all these Dr. Sebi inspired.
God, you know what's so crazy? I was going to try to get a book. I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah, don't get that. It's not him. It's not him. But I talk about it on my Instagram a lot about the people who I don't rock with. I don't choose to give them no power on your show because this is about girl power.
And it's about girl power. And you are the queen. And you are the queen.
That's what we're doing.
Your energy screams, you had sea moss today.
All day.
Your energy screams positive vibration.
Let me tell
your energy screams high level of alkaline. It screams healthy. It screams, I mean, just your whole aura about you gives that. So we're not going to focus on that. You are absolutely right. But we are going to focus on the fact of some of the health issues that people experience in the African American community that may be, you can help us like talk to this issue like alopecia.
Yeah.
Things like that. Alopecia, mental health, the HIV cure that Dr. Sebi was working on and the backlash or the people saying that things are real, the conspiracies behind it.
Yeah, there ain't no conspiracies when you go to New York Supreme Court. It's just facts. You know, they don't deal in feelings, they deal in facts. Okay. And so when I watch my father go through that, it's a child watching their parent, just like your young 12-year-old daughter watches you. They're watching to see how you're going to handle things. It's not that you go through things, it's how you handle them.
Yeah.
And I watch my dad seamlessly go through all of this ridicule because they called him a foreigner. They called him a charlatan. They called him everything in the book, but they cannot prove what he said. I don't care what they wrote. They could not prove that he didn't do it. And he brought people in there from Honduras and different places that were healed. Why do we not believe in God? Because he was using God's products. Why did you think he made it up? No, God did this.
Yeah.
So you saying God's a liar?
Yeah.
Because that's literally what he was standing on. So when I look at people thinking that you can't be healed, your body can do some amazing things. I do not serve a punk God. And my father did not believe in that either. The power of the body is awesome. Yeah. Now, what you choose to do with yours and what I choose to do with mine are two different things. But let me understand this. I know that if you do the right things by way of your body, that it will complement you in the way that makes sense for your power. You can't take that away from me.
Yeah.
And that's what I was taught all day.
That's it.
So when people look at me, they go, you are just like your dad. No, I'm a good example of two parents who love their children through food.
I love it.
That's what it is, you see.
That is brilliant. Yeah. Look, everybody sitting on the clap. We got to clap. We got to low-key in the interview right here. But you are so, what? Exactly. You cannot deny the truth, right? The proof is in the pudding.
That's
one of those old verses. We're not gonna go back there. No, alopecia. Because a lot of experience. I think that, I mean, not necessarily alopecia, thinning and all this.
Yeah.
What is your response to that?
My take on disease itself, you know, I'm also a nurse.
Absolutely.
I had to leave my dad and understand for a second. I said, I need to go to school. I got to catch up. Mm-hmm. He says, it's going to dumb you down. I said, not actually. Yeah. I need some help.
We're going to combine.
We're going to help this. Yeah. But I wanted to understand the community's concerns.
Okay.
And when you have a diagnosis, you know, alopecia is not created equal either. Everybody has it for different reasons.
Okay.
So it's interior more than it is exterior. So what you're feeding your body to help replenish and turn over those cells matters. Mm-hmm. How you get that hair back matters. So it's a matter of how you're taking care of yourself naturally to get that growth back.
Has a lot to do with your blood work? Do you think the blood testing, all of us should get tested?
Everybody, you know, blood test tells you who you really are.
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever go a day without, I go get blood work done. Why? Because I need to know what's going on interior. I can't think about it and say, hey, I feel healthy. No, I need to know.
Yeah.
You take your car in.
Yeah.
Take your body in. Go see what your levels are. See how well you're doing with your diet. Test yourself. If you really want to see yourself, go get your blood work.
We be scared to go get blood work. You know, I'm scared to get blood.
That's what's up.
No, you don't be scared. Getting your blood tested will save your life.
Yeah,
literally.
it will help you understand where you are so you know how much you need, how much you don't need. This is getting to know you. And that's actually the Dr. Sebi way.
Yeah.
Because he was a sick man. You know, we're all sick to some degree, but knowing yourself, following a path that helps you heal is the most awesome thing in the world, because God wants you to love yourself.
He does.
You got to get in there and do the work. You can't throw it on a Dr. Sebi or throw it on a Kellie Bowman. What you have to do is give it to us. Let's together marriage this, and let's get in this fight together.
Because it's almost doing yourself injustice or doing yourself harm by constantly knowing better and choosing to do the opposite.
That's self-abuse.
That's self-abuse. Let's be very clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like literally, I am guilty sometimes of be like, you know what? I'm going to start on Monday. I know I'm messing up. I'm going to start on Monday. But I'm currently 40 days into a 75
Congratulations.
Day. Thank you.
I love you.
Thank you. Namaste. I feel so good. I feel so grounded. And even at times when I feel weak, I understand that that's the temptation of the mind. That's the trick of the enemy. That's the devil wanting to make me say that, hey, go back to the old ways. But I got the results. I got the results of the old ways. Back bigger, pants tighter. I'm like, I don't want this. It's not for anyone else. It's just for your health. I have a 12-year-old. My youngest is 12. I want to be able to see her do all things great. I want great grandchildren. I want that for myself.
I love
being
that.
102 shouldn't be this big surprise. We all should want to live to be 102 because we see people that live to be 102 years old.
There it is.
And that's great. And that's what I want. And people sometimes have negative, sometimes people have negative things to always say. So at one point, Lunel was on an interview. I don't know if you checked it out, the interview she did with Vlad.
Okay.
Yeah. And in that interview, I want to say it word for word, just so we can make sure that, you know, this is an interview that she did with Vlad. And he said, how do you feel about him saying that your dad did not cure AIDS?
He said it's just to be clear, he said it's not medicine, it's just food. And he didn't think it.
So Vlad said it wasn't medicine, it's just food that cured the AIDS. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do I feel about it?
Yeah.
I don't. And here's why. Because this is one man's opinion about a behavior that he knows nothing about.
Okay.
Like the Dr. Sebi way, he wasn't a follower of my father, so I don't expect him to have a gracious opinion about him, but I'm glad he's interested in knowing about healing itself. Mm-hmm. So was it food? All of this is considered food.
Yeah.
So whether he believes that there was a way that my father found, of course, he was looking to find what he found, my father. Mm-hmm. What, Vlad, is that his name?
That is who it is.
Okay. What he was looking to find was not that. He was looking to disseminate what he said. We're always going to stand on the truth and the facts about life. Yeah. Over here on this side. Yeah. Now, if you want to come to the table and have a discussion about it instead of just have clickbait, it's up to you. But what we want to do is, we want to support life in our communities. Yeah. We want people to know that it is by your choice that you change yourself. If we never talk about change, it doesn't happen. Low vibration energy that is extended to others is to deflect you from the real issues or the real saving of your life. Yeah. So when people have low vibration conversations, I realize where they are and you're not ready to accept the truth. And I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. But for the rest of us in our communities who are tired of dying from diabetes, tired of dying from diseases by default because of what they put in our neighborhoods, then for those who listen, there have been millions over this one comment that have lives have changed. Yeah. So I look at that and go, for his experience, it's a man, right?
It's a man.
Okay. For his experience.
A very low vibrating man to think.
For what he wants to do, I understand where he's at that level. Yeah. I ask him to heal and elevate and understand when we have platforms of such, we want to make sure that we're constantly doing something to give people that encouragement to do better. Yeah. But to keep trying to do whatever that was for him, we understand you too, Vlad, are sick. And you may want to take our CMOS. You may want to have a consultation with me. I'm available Monday through Friday, but not on the weekend. So he can call if he'd like. If
we
he
actually
really
like you to say that in the camera. What's your hours of operation?
Monday through Friday. 9 to 5.
Yeah,
if he wants to pull up.
Pull up for a consultation and we will educate you. When I say, well, I put myself in there and say we, because I am part of the movement. I am the daughter. I am. And that's the energy that we want people to have. So in the communities right now, your organization, what are you guys focusing on in community-based? What do you guys have going on?
That is so wonderful that you should ask. You know, Sebi's Daughters, again, is something that's very close because I believe we're all Sebi's daughters and Sebi's sons. What we focus in on is education through our, you know, whether if I'm speaking on Instagram or on the, you know, we have our own site. And we want to front load it with a lot of information and be transparent about how to do this. Even if you buy nothing from me, we want to know that you're educated. We give in the communities in different ways. There's a lot of different, what do you call those? They're local gardens in cities. And so in Atlanta, there's a lot of small gardens that are available, and we like to give to encourage people to understand why growth is important, why, you know, planting your own food is important. You know, again, I love talking to people. My podcast is designed to continue to talk to people. As long as we're talking about something positive, the light will shine through. So that's very important to Sebi's Daughters. We give to a lot of organizations that push education.
We want to give a special shout out to a brown skinned lovely. She created a list for us of famous artists and creators and talents that passed away from different cancer and heart issues. Yeah. So, I mean, it was just some people like Sammy Davis. These are our pillars in the community that if they just had this simple teaching, right? Because they say the more money you have, you could pay for the finer things. And here it is. This is not even expensive. These things are just baseline, but we have the James Brown from pneumonia, Jackie Wilson, pneumonia, right? Eddie Kendrick, lung cancer, Paul Mooney, prostate cancer, diseases, Tina Turner, high blood pressure, kidney diseases, intestinal cancer. Like these are our beacons in the community that really took a turn with those natural healings those natural remedies could have been the key, right?
I believe the cure is in education.
The cure is in education.
And that's, you know, first and foremost with Sebi's Daughters. I really believe that the more we keep talking and, you know, one of the principles that I started off with my dad is, you know, we had a lot of private clients in the music industry, TV and film. And so I was always behind the scenes. And as you know, how they eat on the road, you know, being an entertainer is heavy. That's a heavy, job. And so you can't always eat at the times that you want. You can't always. And so for those ones who can, tap into us and want to do, and support that, I'm always for the fact that, nowadays it's a lot different. The ones that you were mentioning are a lot older, and I'm hoping that their kids have seen what happened to them. And usually when you go to the doctor, they say stuff like, hey, well, what did your parents die of?
Yeah. So
they want to track you to have you, in some way think about the fact that your parent died this way. So this could be you.
Yeah.
My father had hypertension. He had diabetes. He had impotency. He talks about it in his platform all the time. So what does that mean for Kelly? Okay, so Kelly got to keep going. Just because I was born from a man who was all things natural, guess what? My DNA says that I must do the right things because this could be possible for me. No one escapes this.
Impotency, right?
That one,
Yeah, listen.
I ain't got no problem.
No, we got no problem.
I ain't got that.
You meet a man like, hey, make sure your diet right. Make sure your diet is right? Because it goes to how you perform and how long you can perform and how great it is when you perform, right?
Right.
We don't want you having heart complications and heart issues that because you didn't eat from the natural fruit source. There
it is. And a lot of men, I'm glad you said that. A lot of men find depression at that age where their performance has gone down because circulation is slow, because they have that brown liquor, they have that heavy fried food, and they have this diet. And then they get to that age where that circulation is stopping. So has the rest of them. Now, the rest of the body could be horrible, but when certain things happen, men have, some things to say. So now, there's time for pills and other things. But doctors are available to you when you don't take care. Pills are available when you don't take care of your body. You understand what that means? Is that when you don't take care of it, you go in with your hypertension, your diabetes, it's because something went wrong in your diet before you got to the doctor.
Yeah.
So we have to figure out how to stop that process and have more better, higher level conversations about it.
And that all that you know about your dad's teaching and everything that he worked so hard for the world to have, I guess the question is, what do you think his legacy is? And is your legacy, is that something that you want your legacy to align with?
When you have a parent as such, your parents raise you up and inculcate things in your life that you will take with you. Mm-hmm. It's because that's how you were mapping it out.
Yeah.
Through them. His legacy will always live with me. I am who my father is. Yeah. I am who my mom is. And the first thing I was taught was to love myself and love others. And how I love them is through this way that I've enjoyed. And that's through understanding food, to educate in that way. So when my time is up, I'm hoping, my goal is that I make him proud. And when I see him again, I will be able to tell him I took this legacy into what was communicated at my level. Yeah. Because there's going to be somebody that comes after Kellie Bowman that's going to take that torch. There's going to be others that come, and hopefully we will keep having these conversations about living on a higher level.
Yeah.
So we can have better understanding about ourselves.
Absolutely. Because we talk about self and we think about cancer and heart diseases. There's no heavier burden.
You're right.
Your heart and cancer. We have this huge slogan, F cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it affects you all, and there's no amount of money, stardom, or anything that can control that. So I actually had the privilege of drinking some of your it was just so clean and so light spring water. Tell us about the water. That was what I had. But.
Listen, I always love water is first and foremost in my life. And, buying water out there is a whole thing. But being in Georgia, I wanted to see if I can tap into the springs here. And so I got to do that. And so my water is fresh water. It doesn't have to come 20, 30 days, or 2 months ago water in a bottle. I actually have fresh water. So I sell it.
Water is
I love it.
Fire.
It's
fresh.
dope.
And it's so fresh. That's what I'm telling you. It was so light. And I was like, I think I drank about 3 or 4 bottles.
So the goal of Sebi's Daughters is to always find the highest quality of what's out there in nutritional value.
Okay.
So the products, a lot of them are not grown. None of them are grown here. I just want to be totally honest and transparent. But it's not grown here because this is not the natural state in which they come. They are flown in and they're processed 100% here in Georgia.
Okay.
But having things come from the natural places where they're grown is what I believe in. Mm-hmm. If you want high quality, sometimes you got to fly it in. And I want that for the community.
Yeah.
I want you to have the best that God has to give you. And sometimes it's not found around the corner. So the goal of Sebi's Daughters is to always offer the best quality of nutritional value that we can.
What's a great starter nutritional kit per se, or just a start for someone who's just embarking on this journey? They have zero knowledge, right? Let's just assume they have no knowledge about health. They're just listening to this for the first time. They're introduced to you. What do you suggest that they do to kickstart this journey, step by step? You can give them like 3 steps.
Oh, I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. First thing, become knowledge, find yourself and seek of knowledge that supports where you are in your body. Yeah. And you got to listen to your body. I think a lot of us don't do that. And think about it and journal it. At different seasons, we're different people.
Okay.
Sebi's Daughters at sebisdaughters.com. Here's my plug.
sebisdaughter.com.
There she went.
There she go.
But there's a whole food list that has the highest level of nutritional value on there. And you can take that list to the grocery store with you. Have conversations with your family. Mm-hmm. I want you to journal about your, way of eating and where you'd like to go and make those serious changes. Again, having your family as a community is the very start. And that's what I know. Strong families make strong decisions.
Yeah.
So in learning how to eat, and that's one of the biggest things, finding that information on how to learn to eat. Sebi's Daughters is filled with a lot of information that helps people understand that. And last but not least, please pull away from your ultra processed foods out there.
Okay.
Because that's not going to help you get anywhere except for death really fast.
Wow.
So
that's
learn
real.
your grocery stores,
That's real.
learn your food sources, get in there, have family meetings, and just, change your life one day at a time, 1 hour at a time.
Yeah. One meal at a time.
There you go.
Yeah. If you're used to eating, because some people, I'm guilty.
That's okay.
I'm guilty. I'm here to tell the people I'm guilty of being a fast food mom.
That's okay.
Because of having this mentality, I'm always on the go. But if I truly just plan it, because planning now will prevent later, right? If I plan now, I will prevent the heart diseases, the hypertension, high blood pressure, heart attack. I'm guessing.
On a routine, though.
On a routine for my daughter.
But guess what?
For my daughter.
And it's nothing wrong with you coming from one place, going to the next. Everything in life is progressive.
Okay.
You got to want to love yourself in that way.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. And love your daughter.
Yeah.
Because you want your daughter to teach her daughter.
That's it.
So that's what's up. It's not where we find you. It's where you're going. That counts.
Love that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, okay, McDonald's is your spot, but what about, can you consider this over here at the grocery store?
Right.
Can we cut that cost? Because that's a lot of money you spending on some food that somebody done made that really ain't, it's like booty on the stick.
And it is. It literally is.
Yeah, and you don't know where that comes from, but we trust that they're doing the right thing because we see commercials.
Yeah.
But your real life belongs in that grocery store. That's where you get your real life. But you're doing it. Just knowing that we should is important. That's self-love. And that's what God wants for you. He doesn't want you laid up in a hospital, dying by default. He wants you to know what's real about what's out there. The truth is for you. You are made in the image of God. So let's roll it out.
And I've seen a couple of your interviews, and I know you mentioned about going to the grocery store with your children. And so tell me more about that. Take my daughter to the grocery store with me?
Yes, listen, I'm going to take your daughter to the grocery store.
You taking my daughter?
Yes, please. Let me
take my baby to the grocery store. That's going to be so beautiful.
What's really cute is when I was younger, they didn't have those little carts, but now they have the little carts. You know why they have carts? Because they want you to educate, not to keep your kids busy.
Okay.
Educate your children about the food. Like I said, Sebi'sDaughters.com, free downloadable food list. Go in there. Most of that stuff you eat already, but have conversations about that because that's the real war that's going on.
Wow. It's a war on food.
Yeah.
It's a real war on food.
Yes.
It's a war on our bodies. It's a war on our mind. It's a war on everything. And if we don't combine, if we don't honestly read those things that are behind or are banned in other countries, they have so many things banned in other countries. And then we get to the United States and they're like, it's okay, give it to them because a Dorito tastes better. You're like,
there it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
good,
we're going to Dr. Sebi's Daughters.com.
Sebi's Daughters.
Oh, Sebi's Daughters. Oh, Sebi's Daughters.com.
I pimped it.
I love it. I love Sebi'sDaughters.com. And we're going to look at that list and we're going to acclimate ourselves to that and make that a way of life.